as you guys exit the door, you see the mailman. He actually walks up to Jesse and says, Jesse, this came in for you just yesterday.
Ooh.
And he hands you a letter. You see that it is from a man named Abron Slate Flame.
Okay.
From the town of Fogmire. That's the return address up top. And the name Abron does ring a bell. You remember sailing with someone under that name. As you open it, it reads as follows. Jesse, word of you and your group's accolades have reached even up to us in the mountains. It's been ages since I saw you last and would love the chance to catch up with you and hear of your travels. In all honesty, I miss the sea more than I care to admit, though I must say I love my dearest Vanya more. Please come to Fogmire to see us. We run the local inn, the Sleeping Stag, and would love to host you and the various captains of the Banshee's Bussy entirely for free if you were looking for some respite from the salty spray of the sea. Sincerely, Abron Slate Flame. Yeah. You read that.
What was the name of the missing somebody?
I miss the sea more than I care to admit, though I must say I love my dearest Vanya more. Vanya. Yeah, and as you're holding it, you feel like something's been scribbled on the back as well.
Okay.
You flip it over and you see kind of written, like scratched in, like almost like someone was using a pencil too hard and holding it like with a fist instead of as a pencil.
Yeah.
You see written in, I saw it eat them, you have to help me. I saw it eat them, but I can't remember.
What the fuck?
Anyways, I'm trying real hard to get into one of the arts colleges, but I kind of need to build out my portfolio. I wanted to know if I could make a painting of y'all, and kind of add it to my portfolio. I'd give it to you absolutely for free once it was done. But I wanted to see if y'all would pose for a painting for me. I only need like 15 minutes. Just to get the sketch, and then I can paint it, and then next time you guys are in town, I can give it to you.
Here right now?
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, we're right on the water here. Like it's pretty picturesque.
Okay.
Sure,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm in.
I see no
Yeah.
issue at all with that. That sounds great.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys all pose down by the water, and you see him he takes out an easel and like a big piece of parchment, and he starts sketching all of you. And he's like, okay, that's super good. I'll get this painted and ready for you, and I'll hand it to you next time you guys are in town.
This is a small town. They must all be cousins.
It is a small town. You guys reckon that maybe 50 people tops live here? If you're thinking that each house houses a family. You also do see the sign for the Sleeping Stag, and that is right there where I have marked on the map.
Okay. Is the town empty, or do we see at least a little bit of foot traffic?
You see a little bit of foot traffic. It is kind of getting towards evening hours.
Right.
So you see one or two people out. You do see someone. You see that these are stables, and you see someone putting away a horse.
I guess we head towards the Sleeping Stag, right?
What other buildings are in this town? Are there any like shops or anything?
You don't see anything that specifically looks like a shop. Most, other than the stables and the Sleeping Stag, most of these look like residences.
And is the town like upkept, or is it a little rundown? Is it neat?
Seems a little run down. Yeah, seems like some of these houses are a little bit neglected. Some of them are starting to get a little overgrown. But others others like the inn and like the stables seem to be like fairly well maintained. Like the hedges around them are trimmed and kept nice, and the signage is and windows are free of cobwebs.
Are we going?
going to the sleeping
Yeah, we're
stag,
going
yes.
to the inn, right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
As you
We go
open the door, you definitely see what looks like the restaurant at any other tavern. So yeah, you enter and you see a man standing behind the counter, and he looks up and seems to immediately recognize Jesse and holds his arms out and says, "Jesse, you got my letter. You're here to get away from the sea for a while, right? That's
Yeah, wanted to catch
sweet.
up, see how everyone's doing.
That's right. Then this must be your co-captains of the Banshee's Bussy, right? Whose fucking idea was that name?
Oh, did he?
Can I get y'all something to eat, something to drink?
Yes, I sit down at the bar.
Okay, fantastic. He pours 4 ales and puts them all on the counter. And he asks, "So, how long are y'all staying for?" I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we will get the chance to catch up. Maybe tomorrow. It's pretty late as it is.
Yeah, we figured we'd stay a few days and see what the town has to offer.
But yeah, I'll leave you guys to it for now. I'm gonna go in the back. I'm sorry, I'm kind of a one-man operation here. I'm gonna go start working on your mutton. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Wait, one-man operation? Didn't your letter say that your wife, I'm sorry, her name was Vanya. You mentioned Vanya in the letter.
Who?
I
In the
turned
letter?
to Jesse and I'm like, "Can you pull out the letter?" Like, I was excited to meet her.
Well, for right now, I think we'll just go ahead and get some food going. We'll wait patiently here, brother.
Okay. Sure. I'll go mutton. And as he walks into the back room, you kind of hear him whispering. He's like, "I don't fucking know of Vanya. The hell?" And he leaves and the door closes.
The house that's immediately to like my right,
Okay.
that has the 2 barrel looking things behind it. How's that one look as far as like upkeep?
That one looks pretty fresh. As you go to the front, you see that there is a mailbox. And on the mailbox, you see Slate Flame Residence.
Ooh, I would like to walk into that property, if at all possible.
Yeah, you do so. And inside you see there's a bearskin rug and a table with 4 chairs around it. This seems to be kind of a dining room. There's also another door at the I guess that'd be the northeast corner of the room.
Okay. Yeah, I'll open it.
Okay, yeah. Inside there's maybe a 15-foot hallway with a door both left and right at the end.
Okay, I will open the left one.
The left one, this looks like a child's bedroom. There are bunk beds and there are toys on the floor.
Okay. Does it look like no one's been in here for a good long while, or is it like this is a kid's room that was recently occupied?
Give me that'll be an insight check.
Another one?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna do it this way. Oh, if it's insight,
It's wisdom -1.
4.
Yeah, you can't really tell.
Okay.
To the best of your knowledge, there are not children in this room right now.
Understood. Is there like a small toy that I can kind of like stuff in my pocket?
Yeah, you see, it's a plush owl bear.
Aww. Okay, yeah, I guess I will continue my investigation. Now I'm kind of looking for, like, drag marks, blood, that sort of thing.
You don't see anything like that.
Nothing?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'll
Other than the lack of kids at 9 p.m., this is a fairly normal kid's room.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant like I'll shut. Okay, so I checked that room. When I go back out into the hallway, do I see anything in there?
Oh no, it's a hallway.
Well, I meant okay.
The
All right,
hallway
I'll
also
open
looks
up.
like a normal kid's room.
I'll open up the door on the right.
Okay, yeah. As you enter, this looks like a master bedroom. There's a larger mattress and a nightstand, and on the nightstand is another portrait that depicts Abrin and the same brunette human that was in the other photo. This one does not have children in it. It's just the two of them.
Okay. What about do I see any like drag marks or blood or anything in this room?
Also, no.
Okay. I will exit the house and kind of walk around back and looking for the same thing of like tracks, anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, as you go around back, you don't see tracks, but you do see the house immediately south of you has two entire walls blown out.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like two walls of this room have been completely destroyed. There's an overturned cart that's had one wheel smashed to bits. And debris is scattered onto and next to the street.
Okay, I will draw my shield and my new longsword and start to walk over that way.
Okay, yeah.
Kieran like gestures to it as like this is what I called you over here for, and then explains the situation of like, I definitely found evidence that there used to be kids in his house.
Do they have earthquakes here?
I would guess that an earthquake didn't specifically target these two walls.
I mean, I know what it looks like. What do we do? Do we go fight him?
I just figured that that I might need some help, and Jesse can do a good enough job distracting him inside in case we need him to not get in our way.
We're checking out the rest of the house.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. After you.
Okay, I do.
As you enter, you see that the bed, you're in kind of the remains of a bedroom. You see the bed is covered in blood.
How fresh?
Medicine, nature, or survival. Your choice.
Ooh.
I think it'd be fair that all three of those would give you the right answer.
I'm doing survival here. That is okay.
Yeah, maybe it's definitely not fresher than 3 days.
Okay.
So 3 days at its youngest.
Well, it looks like this blood is at least a couple days old, first of all.
Are there any tracks leading from that scene, like out the door or whatever?
No. Other than the debris kind of coating the street, no.
Wow, I can't believe we missed this blown out building on the way in.
You guys did come in from the west.
Right?
And this is like one of the easternmost buildings.
Does it look like the debris was blown like outward, like an explosion, or like something broke in and like was like hucking stuff everywhere?
You can't really tell. There seems to be
Okay.
an even coating of debris both inside and outside the room.
Okay. I guess I'll continue into the rest of the house.
Okay.
Oh, actually, do we see any like photos or paintings? Not photos, paintings in this bedroom at all?
No, not on this one.
Okay, then yeah, I'll continue into the rest of the house.
No one's
okay.
opened that in 5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's the
open it up
ledger
and I
desk.
yeah, I open it up and I show him. I'm like, oh look, I mean, stuff's been happening, right? When was this date?
I mean, that's definitely a date from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and this is Vestin's handwriting too, because look, it matches everything from like 3 years ago, even.
I mean, we've not had a mayor in 5 years. Veston was the mayor 5 years ago.
Oh, then who's been in here for 3 years? They're right across your street. Have people been sneaking in and out every day?
Who's been filling in this ledger? Who's been ate them?
Hey, Kieran.
Saw it. No one's been filling in the ledger. So this must be a prank. It ate them. This has to be a prank.
Where?
Clearly this is someone
Where?
everywhere. This is someone who's been one of the people who's been cleaning this house. Yes, of course.
How
And
many?
he kind of snaps out of it. And says, "Oh yeah, of course. This is someone pulling a fast one."
Oh, yeah, you're probably right. I think I found actually another spot where they did another prank. Can I show you real quick? Maybe we should
Sure.
clean it up.
Sure.
Yeah.
I lead him to the house with the 2 walls blown up.
Yeah, as you guys get there, he says, "Oh, no, this wasn't a prank. This was a storm that blew through. Like terrible winds that storm and did all this damage."
I'd show him the blood in the bed.
That's odd. No one's lived here for months. No one's
Do you
lived here
know-
for months.
Do you know where the person who used to live here went?
They just left town. They left town months
When?
ago. Months
Where
ago.
did they say where they were going?
I don't
What was
did
their
they?
name?
What was? Yeah, and Abrin just kind of sits down.
I
Reverend?
sit down in front of him and do one of my old procedures and techniques. And whatever his stance is, I try to grab the hands and say, "It's okay."
Can't remember. I think I'd like to go lie down. My head's
Oh,
starting to
okay.
hurt.
We
Why-
have your room right here, sir.
Huh?
Are you remembering something and that's causing it to hurt?
No. No, almost the opposite. After a few seconds of wandering, you hear him kind of walk up behind you, and he pulls on your sleeve. And then he points at you and just kind of points at you, and then points at his eye, and then like motions like generally.
Okay. I don't have anything to help with that. But I'll keep an eye out on things, and I'll keep wandering around.
He points at his ear and shakes his head.
Oh. I see. I pull out a pen and paper, or parchment and paper, I guess.
Okay, yeah. He takes it from you and writes, "Can you see it?" and hands it back to you.
But I write no. What, comma, what?
He writes, "The thing that's eating them," and hands it back. And
Where?
then he writes everywhere.
Oh, okay. I see. No. I tell him no.
He
I
writes,
need one more level
need,
for that.
need to see it. Help us. I can
Okay.
see it.
Oh. Well, then you're coming with me.
You're coming with me, bud.
Yeah, he takes your hand and and walks with you.
Yeah, we're going back to everyone else. When I get back to the center of town, I'd like to cast Arcane Eye.
Okay.
Hear it up in the sky?
Okay, sweet. Yeah, you do so. And what you see is the town from an aerial view.
That's fine. It's there for an hour.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, Pog.
Oh, I show up with Stan.
Okay, yeah, you do so. And you and Stan are now in the room, and Stan kind of like...
I give Stan the pen and paper.
He writes to you, Chain. He says, can they see it? Question mark.
No, none of us can.
He-
I write back to him.
He circles, I can see it.
Take us to it?
He writes, it's everywhere.
Kieran walks over and reads what he's writing and kind of circles it and like draws a question mark and then says like describe.
He writes human faces, but not.
Kieran like does the mime thing of like how tall, like really tall or like little.
He like tries to climb up on Chain's shoulders and be like
Okay.
super tall.
I pull
Okay.
out.
He
the letter.
writes long necks.
I pull out
Kieran,
the letter real quick and show what is written and scratched in on the back, and I point over to Abrin.
He looks back at the letter and like reads the front side of it and like looks at the picture that's next to Abrin, looks at the letter, circles Vanya, grabs the picture and points at the woman. And when he does that, Abrin breaks into tears, like full on sobbing.
Oh no.
Obviously, I embrace him and I'm comforting him. Keep it going, Shane. I'll deal with this.
I write to Stan. Take us to it.
Stan is going to climb over Abrin and like squeeze himself into the corner of the room and point at the doorway.
Kieran grabs his shield and sword. The only other thing I can maybe try is cast Speak with Animals. So
We're
the
gonna
knowledge
say
and
you
awareness
hear a bunch of animals outside saying, "Oh fuck, it's back! Get out of here!"
Oh, okay, not good. Kieran. Kieran
We
picks up
we have to go. How can they not see it?
Kieran picks up Old Man Stan and like does the like we're fucking booking it, like time to get out.
Okay, yeah, you do so. And you are trying to boogie. Yeah, and you
I will also
and
run
you
for my life.
yeah you make it outside, Kieran. And Chain, so do you.
I'm like shouting like let's fucking go. And then
I follow.
I think I have a thing.
Why did 10 just show up? What the fuck?
don't know,
When did I get... Wait, when the fuck did I get hurt?
Oh shit. Kieran casts
Aid. All right.
and then Kieran like kind of like slashes in front of him to see if I contact anything.
You don't.
I got hurt on my way out from the door. So from the room we were in.
When Jesse says that, you all kind of like check yourselves, and each of you has what looks like a bite mark on your arm, on your leg. Chain's got one on his shoulder.
Kieran casts fog cloud and like a radius around us, and then like grabs hands and like books it into the forest.
Okay, yeah, sweet.
No, not that way.
Oh, not that way? Which way into the forest? He didn't specify.
I don't care. Just like I'm trying to be as like it's time to get out of here and hide kind of thing.
Yeah, sweet.
And I'm trying to use the fog cloud as like a distracting thing.
Okay, yeah, you do so. Yeah, you make it into the forest. You run maybe 5 minutes, and then.
Yeah, like we'll stop for a second.
I write to Stan how many.
He writes 1 question mark, 8 question mark, 5 question mark.
I turn to Shane and I say, do you have any kind of like silence spell? Because this guy can see it and he also can't hear. Is that maybe part of it?
I do not have silence. I don't know how any sort
Kieran digs through his bag. This will be a fun. Let's see if Blake lets me have it. Kieran digs around in his bag and pulls out like an old T-shirt or something and like rips it and like ties it around his head in a way that covers his ears and sees if that helps.
You kind of realize that doing that, even with your speak with animals, like you can still kind of hear the animals around you. You figure that a cloth on its own isn't really enough to block out all the noise. But
does the cloth also have some of the spider carcasses on it? Does that help?
Yo, if you want to try to like make earmuffs out of the fucking spider webbing,
I 100% do.
Yeah, it works, and you're like able to block out the noise of the animals around you.
So then I make pseudo earmuffs for everybody else. I'm like, let's just hang on.
What
Okay.
do I see through my arcane eye?
Excellent question, actually.
The arcane eye only sees can't see into other planes.
Yeah, with the arcane eye, once you put your earmuffs on, you see a large, disgusting, pale white gangly head on a huge neck sticking out of the well.
Is this in the middle of the courtyard? Is this the well?
That is the well. You see this. Hanging out outside the well.
Can I make an arcana check on it?
We can resolve that now. What are you gonna try to do?
See if I know what it is. Like,
Ooh, yeah, fuck it. Give me an arcana check.
You're green.
Oh, you got a +8 to arcana?
I'm a wizard!
Yeah, with that, with what you can see, and with it all evidence pointing to it, you're able to glean that this is a false Hydra.
No.
No.
Ew.